Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about cultivating patience. And this is something that serves us all very well, no matter where we're at in our lives, as patience is required, when we go through illness or injury. It's required when we're maybe hoping for or waiting for a big change in our lives. It's required when we work with others, when we have a family, when we have loved ones, when we have pets. It's required in our jobs. Patience is what allows us to be accepting and at ease with where we're at. And when I think about cultivating these helpful, kind of mindful energies, I always think about what is the opposite? What are the things that prevent me from having patience or make it really difficult for me to have patience? And one of the biggest is this expectation or holding this image or idea of what things should be like, and how quickly they should change or they should arrive. And that, the lack of patience is this urgency to get somewhere else in life or have conditions be different. And when we feel these this urgency for change, it stems from this kind of belief that we know we know what's best, we know when it should happen, and the universe and life should just comply, should just step in line and give us what we want when we want it. And this is really hard in life, in everything in life, definitely in relationships, because right there you can see how your expectations and your wants, your needs might differ from or conflict with where someone else is at. And so that lack of patience is this feeling like they aren't doing what I want when I want in my time frame, in my idea of how it should go. And they're living their completely separate reality and thinking, well, I'm doing this on my time frame and I have my idea of how this should go. And when we take this bigger scale, we think, well, the same thing happens with universe or life or our bodies or whatever it is that our mind has this projected idea of this is how it should be on my time frame, in my image of whatever, perfection, happiness, however it is. And then you look at it, well, universe, life, the body is on its own time scale, it's on its own agenda, it's on its own flow. And maybe that doesn't align with what your flow is or your idea of how quickly these things should happen or how quickly you should heal or how quickly you should be able to get that new house or that new job or whatever it is. And so it's this conflict between what we think should happen, what we expect, what we want, and the time frame of it and what's actually happening. And so then we're lacking this patience. We have this urgency of wanting to force things to go faster or different. And if we've all experienced lack of patience, it is kind of this internal craving, this grasping towards wanting something else, and this inability to be content where we're at. And it doesn't feel very good. Feel like there's this kind of agitated energy even in the body. We're a little more tense, we're on edge, there's discontent and definitely in the mind. So when we think about patience and bringing that into those moments, we think, well, it comes with this understanding of that difference of maybe the way I see the world, the way I want the world, the way I want these things to play out isn't aligned with how the universe wants it, or my body, or life in general, or this other person. So there's this acceptance and this understanding of there's a lot at play here, and there's a lot of other players in this game of life than just me. And so for me, that patience comes along with compassion and understanding. Compassion and understanding of the other, if it's with another person we're lacking patience, it's trying to understand them, their time frame, their needs, where they're at. Or compassion for life in general, compassion for your own body, for maybe the process of healing. And then also a deeper compassion and understanding for like that which is greater, for life in general, for the universe, that maybe it's doing what's best for you. Maybe it's on its own flow and leading you to something even greater or more aligned than this idea you have in your head of what's best and when it's best to happen. And so looking at it with this deep understanding and the wisdom of the heart says, oh, I can understand that I want this. I can understand that I want to move towards this, at the same time as understanding there are other forces at play that I can listen to, I can observe, I can try to understand their rhythm, their flow, and find some acceptance there and find some harmony there, that I can hold my idea lightly while still being open to the needs of other people, the needs of life, the flow of life. And so I think about this for my family right now, and where we have been kind of looking at getting a new house for our expanding family, and feeling like nothing's aligning, like it's not going to work out, and this like false urgency that it needs to happen, or our idea of how it should happen should go in the time frame that we want and that we need. And so, and observing how that creates such a agitation and discontent in like what we do have and the life that we are in, and then it makes us feel this lack or this disappointment if things don't work out, or like we don't have enough. And when we bring patience in and look at it with this understanding, it's like maybe almost feeling grateful that it's not meant to happen right now. There's an understanding of the universe and the whole flow of things that if and when it will happen, that is probably the timing that's more aligned with our true needs and with the needs of our family and what's best for all of us. And bringing in that acceptance piece that says, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with stepping back and trying to push and force, and bringing in kind of that mindful energy of being able to observe a little bit more. Like observe your motivations, observe why you're doing this, why it's so important to you, but then also observe its effect on everything, and observe the world around you and what's happening at large. And as we're doing this kind of mindful observation, it reminds us like, oh, things are okay right now. Like everything is actually beautiful. It's actually very calm. Things are slowing down. We have what we need. We can be content here. Maybe this truly is the absolute best for us at this time. And so that patience, offers you that ability to just sit back, take a step back from that doing, pushing, urgency, and observe and say, what is really going on here? And maybe my need to push these things is creating the disconnect and discontent here. And you think about that with other people too. Like I think with Miles or my husband, and thinking I have this agenda of what I think they should be doing right now, or I think how quickly it should go. And when I have an idea in my head of like, Miles should eat this whole bottle and then he should take a nap. And then when that doesn't happen, if I only hold on to my idea of what's best for him, best for me, best for the situation, I do not have patience when he's squirming around or won't go to sleep or won't eat. But when I take that step back and I say, ooh, hold that idea lightly and now just observe, I can start being the observer of him and notice, oh, what really are his needs in this moment? And he's not squirming to just be a pain. He's squirming because maybe he's not tired, or maybe he has to go to the bathroom first, or maybe he wants to play right now, or maybe he has a bellyache. And that patience is that ability to step back and observe and appreciate what's really going on and develop an understanding what's actually happening in this moment outside of my expectation and my need. And then that patience, it goes right along with that compassion of like, oh, I'm okay softening for right now and accepting where we're at so that we can find a harmony, a balance, and a well-being in what's happening and the needs of this moment for all of us, for the whole system, for more than just me. So I invite you this week to examine your own patience, how it's developed or lack thereof, and see if you can become that kind of mindful observer of your situation and bring in understanding and compassion for all the other players, and that see if that builds a little of that patience for you. This Thursday is my book talk and reading on Disentangled, Mindfully Freeing Ourselves from Emotional Abuse. It's at the Montrose Public Library at 6:45 on Thursday, and I hope to see you guys there. It's a topic I'm excited to share and a little nervous to share as well. The next class series is on mindfully cultivating peace and will begin May 24th. So I'm excited to share that with you. It's always great to be in a group class together. So hopefully I'll see you there. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.